Good morning. Welcome to Monday Morning Coffee and Chat with Hallee Bridgeman. I'm so happy you could join me. I have my cup of coffee, so I hope you have a cup of coffee or tea and you have a few minutes while we chat. So, last time we talked, so this has been a while because I've been like buried under writing or sick kids or whatever. I asked for help with a wedding dress. I needed a story that had something to do with the wedding dress, and it needed to be for an upcoming Crossroads collection book. And so all of the books in this collection, in the Crossroads collection, there's something that ties all the books together. And in this collection, it had to do with a wedding dress. And so Amanda True's character is like a wedding dress designer. And I kept trying to come up with an idea, and all I could imagine was a bloody wedding dress, and that wasn't really, what I wanted to do. And so I asked for inspiration, and I got so many amazing stories. I got some personal testimonies. I got some ideas that were so much fun, and now I feel like doing this wedding dress series so that I can incorporate all of these great ideas. And I need to pick a winner. I said that I would give away, I don't remember if it was a book or a coffee cup. I'll have to go look, to one of the commenters on any of the ideas. And so I need to do that, and I will put a blog post up tomorrow for that. So Betsy, fill your cup, girl. I'm on like cup 3, but I had a migraine this morning, so I drank more coffee than I normally do. So anyway, so here's my idea, and I'm really excited about this, and here's why. I have forever been planning to write a series of books that take place in Kentucky, because I live in Kentucky, and I love Kentucky so much. And for a long time, I lived in central Kentucky. We were there for 9 years in Clark County, which is just east of Lexington, and it's like right in the center of Kentucky, and it has all the horse farms all around it, and tobacco farms and wineries and just the things that make Kentucky. And it's right the mountain parkway like ends in Clark County, and so you take that parkway up into the eastern Kentucky mountains, and it was an amazing place to live. And so now we're in Fort Knox, which is a couple hours west of where we were before. And here is, near Louisville, near Bourbon World, and the downtown Louisville area. And so it's just, and Elizabethtown, which was made popular with a movie. And so I just love Kentucky so much. There's so much rich history, and it was the center of so much stuff in the pioneer days. And so my husband even can trace his roots back to Squire Boone, who was Daniel Boone's brother. Like Squire Boone is some great-great-great-grandfather of his. And so it's just this neat. I love Kentucky. Anyway, so I have forever been planning this Kentucky series, and what it was going to be was small town, like idealistic small town, but situated in a way that allows for lots of plot. So I have modeled it after a town that we actually regularly stay in whenever we go. My son Scott, who has autism, we have taken him several times to the Cincinnati Children's Hospital. That's where all of his original diagnosis and everything went on. And then we go to the Creation Museum, which is in the Cincinnati area, but on the Kentucky, like just over the river. And so in Indiana, on the borders Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, is a small town that we've used as the map for my town, just because the way that it's laid out is just so beautiful. Good morning, Tracy. And there's over the river, there's a casino, and there's a nuclear power plant, and there's a major city just, a few miles down the road, and there's this massive industry within that. Even it's a small town, there's this huge plant. And so just fodder for so many stories, but the way that the town is like physically laid out is what I fell in love with. And so I've spent so many days and nights there taking pictures and making maps and just plotting out this town. And then I'm going to take that and put it on a Kentucky river. And so, and I've named it Cholula, Kentucky, in Hooper County. And so it's all completely fictional. But it's going to be like equal distance to Lexington and Louisville so that everything can happen that I need it to happen. And, you know, Frankfort is the capital of Kentucky. So maybe it'll be like the triangle between, like in the middle of the triangle between Frankfort, Lexington, and Louisville or something. I don't know. I don't care. So fictional. So it'll just be whatever I want it to be. Good morning, Stacy. And so, so this wedding dress book will launch my Small Town Kentucky series. And I haven't named the series yet. I just call it the Small Town Suspense series. And forever it's been on my schedule to start actually writing in 2020. And so every book will have one of the two main characters is going to be a first responder or some sort of somebody like military or police, fire, ambulance, doctor, just somebody that can be involved in a suspense plot somehow will be. And so there'll also be, like, the town itself will almost be a character. And there's like a diner that I'm going to model after, a diner that's up the road from where I live now. I'm actually I'm trying to get with the owner now to see if I can do a tour of the kitchens and talk about her history and her background, because it's really interesting. What's printed on the menu is really interesting. And so, so all of this will be something that I write forever. So it's a series that I will regularly add to, and I will constantly grow the series in real time. So like normally I use historical calendars when I write books so that no one can say, well, this took place in 2019 or whatever. So this one is, 2019 calendar that I'm using as the dates to perfect for my first book, for the wedding dress book. And so, they're getting married in June, whatever. This series is releasing in sometime in May or June, I'm not sure. So I have their wedding date set as June 22nd. And so it's June 22nd and 2019 is when this first couple is going to get married. And then I'm never messed up with dates, because that's something that you can really mess up in a series. And I'm always in line date-wise. And so, okay, so here's what I came up with. Greg and I were getting pedicures a couple weeks ago, and we were brainstorming. And I mean, I'm seriously under deadline with this book because it's due to the set by April 16th. And I'm 8 chapters written of the 12 I wanted to write. Okay. So I have my main character, whose name is Tracy, Traci. She hates her name because her mom gave her an I at the end of the name so she could put a heart on it, and she hates that. And I have Travis Seaver is my guy. He's a taekwondo master. He owns a school in the downtown area, and his 2 sisters are florists, and they run the flower shop. And then I have my Tracy is Tracy Winston is her name, and she is a sheriff's deputy in Hooper County. So Tracy is a tomboy's tomboy and has no desire whatsoever to be anything feminine at all. And her mother is a wedding planner, and her mother is very feminine. Her mother is like the epitome of feminine, like perfect frosted hair, perfect nails all the time, makeup on straight, and has always tried to push Tracy into femininity, and Tracy has kicked back, and if her mom wanted her in dance, she wanted to be in baseball, and if her mom wanted her, doing gymnastics, she wanted to do martial arts. And so this was their fight back and forth, and it all stems to, the father preferred a son, and etc. And so she wants to get, so Travis proposes. We open the book with them already together. Travis proposes, and she wants to like skydive over the Grand Canyon as their wedding. And her mother has been planning her wedding since she was born and has like this book of the details of her dream wedding for Tracy. And then Tracy pushes her back and doesn't like her mom a lot and is very mean, and it causes issue and there's stress. And then her mom has a massive heart attack and is diagnosed with like irreparable congestive heart failure and is given just basically months to live. And so Tracy suddenly realizes how important her mother is to her and how much she wants to honor her mother. And so she immediately starts planning this wedding that she just wants to have done in time to for her mother to be alive to see her get married. And so that's the plot. And the dress is a dress that her mother has drawn like from the time she was a little girl with crayons until she, as an adult with the skill and the knowledge of a wedding planner. So here's all these plans of this dress. And so Tracy ships it off to Amanda True's character and says, I need this in like a couple of weeks. And so that's what I came up with. And it is been a lot of fun to write because the character is like completely not me. Like all these things, like I like feminine things. I like being a woman and being feminine. And so it's like this anti-Hallee that I'm writing because I don't always know if this is the right answer to how she would respond to something. And so it's kind of been an interesting study of character for me to be able to make this character realistic and somebody that can be related to. And then Travis is just fun to write because, he's just a guy. He's just a guy who loves a girl and, he has a school and he loves kids and he just wants to make her happy. And so anyway, it'll be a fun book. And so that's going to be coming very, very soon, a lot sooner than I wanted to. Because like I said, I still have like 4 or 5 more chapters to write. And I haven't hardly written it all last week. There was like one thing after another kept me away from it. So I'm going to be buried this week, just completely like immersed into getting it done because next week is spring break and I really would rather it be done next week rather than having to write it on it next week. So anyway, so that's what I'm doing. That's why I haven't seen you guys in a while. And that's it. So I hope y'all have a great week. And like I said, I'll do a blog post. I'll pick a winner from all the ideas that I got. And I can't tell you how much I appreciated all of them. And I will put a blog post up and say who won. Whatever it was, I said I promised either an autographed paperback of any of my books or something. I don't remember. But I'll find it and I'll look it up and I'll get you a winner today. So y'all have a great week. And I will see you next Monday. Bye.